Right guys, TheGamingSandwich here. So I'm going to do a profile on my update to my Snake Eyes list. This got second place at locals, undefeated, played against round one, was round one branded, very similar to the list that obviously took the UK Open. Second round was Viking, which is the Dinkaboo build, the build at the top of the YCS, which is again a very, very good deck. Fourth was Raziel, using the 7th Tachyon, and I believe it's the Big Jaws, which does the which gets out Toad on turn 1 basically. So that's like an extra negate, which is really good. So yeah, undefeated. I'll go for the profiles. I'll explain why tech choices and things. So one Ash, yeah, your start for the deck. One popular, again, both limited for reasons. Popular's like insane in this deck. You usually try to get popular as soon as possible. It's a recurable engine that you can use for multiple things, so it's really good in that regard. 2 Oak, because in case one of these gets banished, or both of them do, I need a way to recur them, so Oak's the best way to do that. 1 Birch for your extender, so that's all your level 1s. Yeah, so I was running 2, but 2's getting a bit cloggy now, so decay down to 1. Your level 1, you're 1 Flamberg, and you're on Snake Eyes Dear Bellstar. Again, these are both final 1-ofs, so using this in a lot more of quite a few different ways now, so which is quite decent. You are using the fact that when it is sent to graveyard, so it can be sent there anyway. I think it's from hand and or field, so we're using the hand one quite a bit now, so which is quite good. And Snake Eyes Dear Bellstar is used for multiple ways, so it's really good for kind of like putting pressure on your opponent, and especially it answers things because it's at start damage, so that's always an interesting one to do. For the Snake Eyes part of Searches, so run 3 Bonfire, which is, you know, probably seem to get limited to 1, but hey ho, we've got other ways to kind of like keep our deck consistent, which is fine. 2 Temple, 1 Chase. So 2 Temple is fine, just that extra bit of recursion to do things during your opponent's turn is always good. The Chase Bridget helps you either get out the Snake Eyes or get the just normal Dear Bellstar, which like bridges the 2 main engines now, so that's the whole reason we run that. So we're going to go to the kind of the simple spores bit now. So 3 Dear Bellstar, which, you know, is standard. 3 Wanted, again, which is standard. 1 Deception and 1 Silver. Silver's your Omni Negate, which is just absolutely insane. Being able to chain block stuff is absolutely disgusting, and being able to respond is just like, so you've got this engraved, you activate Deception, you got Deception effects, they Ogre or Ash, you banish this from grave, it just negates it, it's insane. So yeah, that's really good. We are running like only 5 simple spore spells and traps now, which is kind of a bit sad, but obviously you do have the wanted to recycle them. So that's always fun. So now we're going to the Azamina bit. So we're going to have 2 Hollowed. I find with this build 2 Hollowed is fine. 1 Deception, because sometimes just being able to set it is just really nice just to pop off. 1 of this lovely lady. To be fair, I thought she'd be a lot better, but she doesn't come up as often as I'd hope now. So it's kind of a bit sad, but the poly effect does come up sometimes. So that's always fun. 1 Queen Azamina. So Queen Azamina being another Simple Sports is really, really good. So that's again, so instead of running 5 Simple Sports, we're running 6. So, and then you've got ways to rotor into them. So you've got her, and then you've got the final card, which is the Nightmare Apprentice, which again is just a free body. So she can search these 2, which is really good. So, and because she's an original illusion, she has the Combat Destroy by Battle Clause. So that's really nice just to have, like, sometimes just even a wall just to help you play through your opponent's stuff is really, really good. So that's, again, really kind of fine. And now we're going to go on to hand traps. So I tried to keep it kind of like as for the build as possible. So we're on 3 Ash. Not much to say about that. Ash kind of hits everything. Ash is also useful because you can use Ash can place. So basically, Snake Eye Ash can replace Snake Eyes. Dear Bellstar can place Ash in the spell and trap because it's a special. So it's another target you can use with that. So that's always interesting to note. So it's not always a combo that comes up, but it does kind of come up more often than you'd think. For the next build, we're running 3 Perulia, not Floros. We ain't that good. Perulia I find is better because it hits the majority of matchups that I play more, or the ones that I care about more than Floros would, because mostly every deck needs a normal summon, and the normal summon is a starter, so they're more likely to commit to it, so it's more likely to resolve. So even if it's like something as minimal as, say, Malice, you're still going to get that one. So, and then forcing the opponent to kind of play around that. So they're going, okay, so you do this. They're not going to go buy steal. So they're going to kind of like hold that now for your turn, which makes that less impactful, which is fine. That can stop a link climb if you, if you imperm in a correct way or negate in a proper way. So that's always really nice. You has a really good, obviously, rise your matchup. Against the Viking matchup, this was just devastating. Being able to kind of go, well, at least you've got to kind of go, well, you've got to summon Ultranix, you've got to then summon Kieran. So that's 2 cards. So, and then it's like, okay, well, I don't want to summon anything else because then I have to get big Runix from my hand. So that just stops all the plays, which is really, really good. So again, it's just, I just find it was a better generic card rather than going, okay, I would rather trade. I think it's like, and get a +1 than a potential of +3 that someone can play around. So that's kind of the weird philosophy of it. We went with 1 talent and 2 Frost. The reasoning behind this is because Frost can get me to Sinful Spoils, can get me to like the Sinful Spoils card that I need. And so that's the idea that's why it plays well with the hand trap sets. So 1 call by, so I kind of still classify these all in the same thing because they're responses to opponent stuff. And then just your free imperm. That's really about it. Just again, because that can kind of imperm turns off floodgates, as I always call it. So, and then for the last card, which is the 41st card, we are running 1 silhouette trick. Again, because it negates cards up to the number of illusions. So if you have got Azamina monsters, they count as well. So I think at one point I got to a board where I negated up to 4 cards in the field thanks to this. So yeah, absolutely insane. So extra deck now. So we're going to go with your main kind of link monsters first. So 1 relinquished anima, just for you because you're running level 1s. 2 SP. Again, it's SP Little Knight. And the idea was I could run Phoenix, but SP Little Knight did the same thing. But I was like, it does the same thing but better. So I was like, yeah, I'm just going to run to this instead. 1 silhouette rabbit because we're running trick, so rabbit and trick are fine. 1 charmer, which I should be running because I'm majority fire monsters. Promethean, Ambro, and then because we had room, we won 1 of the closed world because again she deals with problems, and that was the idea that just summon this. I believe this worked in my Rise Your matchup, which was just I couldn't target because of the Star Liege, I think it is. Oh, what is it? The Photon or Star Liege or whatever. I couldn't target the monsters he had, so I just basically contact linked it away. So that was just absolutely crazy. So we'll go over your fusions now. So we have this one. This one actually really came up really nicely because just being able to have a send on anything to the field to the graveyard is absolutely disgusting. So in that way, it plays, again, the same as Phoenix, the same as Nightmare Cerberus. You're trading 2 cards, but you don't have to trade the card from your hand. So again, during the standby phase, you can add a Sinful Spoils from your grave to your hand, and it's during this standby, so it's just any person's standby phase, so that's just nutty. 1 of this one because it's your rotor, and when it's destroyed, you add 1. So again, it's just recurability. The loss of attack points does come up sometimes, but not often. 2 copies of silver. Now, the reason I was kind of went with 2 copies is because I realised through playing a lot more that like if I get hit with Unicorn, they will personally target this. So having the second one comes up. The same again with SP. If someone has Unicorn, SP is like, this is the target. So I'm just going to stop that by giving them going, well, I've got a second. Obviously, it's your Omni Negate, which is again really good. The double battle damage with this now really, really comes up. I've been swinging for game because of this all day. I was just swinging for game with it. It's absolutely disgusting. just keep this on the field, swing with another Azamina, double damage. Yeah, GG. One of this one doesn't come up to option. There is a fun interaction if you have Deception on board. So they send a card. So they have a card on field. They'll send a card to grave. Deception will trigger. Then this triggers is your optional to pop 2. That's just ridiculous. It shouldn't exist. So then we got one Saint. Over the last couple of weeks, Saint has been annoying a lot of people. Not just because of its you can't target it and you can't target cards in your graveyard and banish them, whatever. It's the fact like the reverse battle damage really came up. There is one of my locals I did where I did Ash Blossom for game. They're like, what? Ash Blossom for game? What do you mean? I was like, just attack with like normal summon Ash Blossom, attack. You take all the damage. I'm just like, can't do anything. That kind of really sucks. And then the last card is Snake Eyes Doom Dragon. Again, just a really, really good card. Because of the contact fusing, you can hard do it with your White Forest Azamina, so which is again really, really funny. Just being able to kind of again use you can use this more often if you have the field spell, so you can go field spell effect, place this in the spell trap card zone, they summon something, this comes out, this effect procs, you then go cool, place. You can do it again also with Flamberg, just absolutely disgusting card. The utility is so good. So that's a good extra deck. So we're now going to go with side. So this is my going first. So if I'm going first, I'm going to play 2 copies of Diabell, just because again it forces your opponent to set cards. So again, as soon as this hits the field, they can't imperm you. Even the match is not live. It really sucks. So yeah, that's why that's there. 2 copies of D Barrier, because it's D Barrier, Ryziel, and every other thing. If I'm playing White Forest, again, I'm just going to call Synchro. You just have to have these ones for those kind of matchups. For going second, we run 1 copy of Kurikara, because Kurikara is searchable by Ash. If I've already used it, I can get Oak, and Oak can add this to my hand again, so that's just disgusting. 1 Sinful Sports of Subversion Snake Eye for going second. So number 1, it plays into boards, so you can help break them. It's searchable with Ash and Diabell Star. Sorry, it's searchable with Popular and Diabell Star. So again, it's useful. It's useful again because you can go activate this, play Deception. Deception will send this, and yeah, you can just do some nuts stuff. 2 Lightning Storm. Again, that's self-explanatory. 3 Evenly, the card that was annoying my locals all day because it was you were going to there is 1 locals where I played into a board a bit. I couldn't do anything, so I kind of ended a bit subpar. I set this, they took apart my board, they attacked, they just kind of hit game. I hit Evenly, it lowered them down enough so I didn't have to deal with enough Omni negates, and then I won just through drawing Oak, which is just full combo sometimes by itself. After 2 Lancia, because again it answers Malice, Runic, and other stuff. You could technically play the 3rd if you want to do some other stuff, but I decided that I wanted to because you can reset this with Flamberg, and then Flamberg can summon it, and then you can pop it during your opponent's turn again. Yeah, absolutely disgusting. And then for time cards, we are running the 2 Spooky, because just again, you have got Deception for time, but just having extra insurance is kind of worth it. So I would rather try not to play for that. I mean, you can go for the double damage or the reverse burn if you really want to, but there are just some matchups where you literally won't get a turn going first. So if you just side these and then hope for the best at that point. So there you go. That's a good solid 15, 15, 41. I don't have really much more kind of things to say about the deck. There are some weird lines and combos that you can do now, which you kind of have to exploit. Like, I think there was one where in one of the games where I ended on, what is it, Imperm and this, and it was like, okay, so they summon a monster, I go Imperm, negate, I go this tribute, and then I get Ash. Ash gets Popular. Popular gets Field Spell. And then I was kind of more set up for next turn. So using like Birch just to like bridge into your stuff is really good in that way. So yeah, you kind of have to use a few weird lines like that. There's also some really good ones with like this, and if you have like Dear Bellstar, so you could go, say you have like these. So say you manage to have this plus like a blank, so you would chuck a card, summon this, set this, normal this, or do this like that. Probably these are like the best way to do it. And then it was like, okay, they activate a card, I negate sending this. And it's like, oh, I'll activate Birch attributing this. And it was like, okay, so what would happen now? It's like, okay, so we've got your negated card on board. So it's like change resolve. So we go Ash, and then it's like, okay, so but then it's like, okay, so that's resolved. Then we go for new chain. So it's like Ash 1, this 2. So it's like, then you tribute this to special Dear Bellstar. So then you've chain blocked the Ash. So they can't Ash the Ash. So they go Dear Bellstar 1. So you go Dear Bellstar set into your copy of Deception or Wanted. At this point, you could go either of these. So we'll do this. Ash will then get Popular. There's Popular Effect New Chain. And then you most likely get your field spell at that point. Where are we? So again, you've gone from like, you've got an Omni Negate, which you've used, and then you've got the Silver, which will protect the activation of this. You've got follow up for next turn to get Snake Eyes Dear Bellstar. You've got 2 War Blockers. This will go there. You have so much recursion from like this kind of like style of play. If it is a lot more mid-range, but it can get very explosive if your opponent is not prepared to stop it in the right way, which again is a really, really kind of like good thing. So again, if you want me to go for some like really kind of like crazy kind of combos you can do and like why certain things work, you know, let me guys let me know. Again, I still feel that this deck is really, really solid. The only thing that I feel is hampering it is the fact that we know Bonfire's going. If we had original, this deck would still be topping, I would imagine, because it just having the ability just to throw away original with Hallowed is just absolutely disgusting. You can use this kind of build on Master Duel. It's absolutely just sick. It shouldn't exist. So hey, it is what it is. But there we go. Thank you very much, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I shall see you guys later.